Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the world. This is Pastor Dow, and I'm here talking to you this morning, live and direct from Straightway. I just thought I'd bring a little bit of clarification because a lot of people, they talk about gold, or they talk about the history of it, and many people don't have an understanding. Now, there are a few people out there that have a good grasp of history, and that's the reason why I constantly make the statement that if you do not understand history, and if you do not know history, you are destined to repeat the same mistakes of the past. And of course, most people, they could care less about history and the influence of history and how it has a bearing upon us today as a people. But I'm here to try to bring a little bit of clarification of the Great Depression in 1933. Now, we've all listened to the fairy tales that's been handed down to us by many people, because everybody who believes that they have an outlet of communication believes that their opinion is unique, every single one of them. But we have to be factual, we have to be actual, we have to bring forth the truth so that the people don't be lied to, so they can get a good understanding, a sound perspective of what's really truly going on. Now, the run on the banks in 1933 was when the American people were turning in their worthless paper dollars for gold. That's what they were doing. And the reason why that they could turn it in for gold is, I mean, they could tell that the economy around them was getting bad. They could tell you that everything was going down. So the people, what they coined today as a run on the banks, they ran to the banks. They took their dollars, which was at that time backed up by a gold standard, and they turned them in, and they got precious metals. That's when they received their gold. Today, our dollars are not backed up by anything. They're not backed up by nothing at all but the good, benevolent word of the federal government of the United States of America. Now I got to ask you a question. How good is that word? Look at the devil. So the government closes down the banks because the people were getting their gold from the banks. Now, you can't go to a bank today and get gold. So what was the solution? Well, FDR the Greek, along with his handlers, this is what they did. They created the Emergency Banking Act of 1933. Now, what in the world was that? What was the Emergency Banking Act of 1933? Well, this act forced, under duress and coercion and upon the sentence of jail, all the American people who possessed gold to turn in their gold. So the people were forced under duress to turn in their gold certificates, their gold bullion, and their gold coins. Now, look at the devil again. Because then the American government, I want to show you something. I want to show you something about a tyrannical government. The solution is that if you did not turn in your gold, then your benevolent American government would sentence you to jail for 10 years. And if they came back to your home, if they came back to any place and they found out that you are holding out on them, they would double the fine. This is what you call your democracy. This is your democracy you're living in today. Aren't you proud of being an American? Well, at least you know you're free. What kind of freedom is this? I mean, I'm actually beginning to wonder, what did slavery actually feel like if this is freedom today? Because this ain't freedom. This is bondage. So under duress, the people in 1933, under fear and intimidation, they were forced to sell their gold back to the bank, and it was pegged to the price of $20.62 an ounce. Did y'all hear what I said? Then once the banks got all the gold that the people had turned in at that particular time, the price immediately jumped to $35 an ounce. See, these are facts that you never hear that what really took place in history, because if you don't know history, you're not going to understand what's going on today, and you won't understand the minds of these devils that are operating in the White House today. So if you try to turn around and go back the next day and try to get money for gold again, you know what? You've already lost 40%. When you try to go back and buy back gold, you've already lost 40% from the day that you bought it from before. So what in reality did they really do then? I'll tell you exactly what they really did. They stole from you. They robbed from you. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? See, what the Bible says, and it's pretty clear and it's pretty specific about what it says. It tells you clearly what to do if a thief is trying to break into your house. What to do. This is your recourse and this is your call of action. But see, American Christianity and some of these other sects out here, they're not going to tell you that. You know the reason why? Because we have the same thing going on today. That's why I tell people all the time, you know, if you really truly want to look at a real good movie of character and honor, look at Braveheart. Check out Braveheart and see the fight against the people who wanted to be free, and then Edward Longshanks and his government. You see, this is unjust laws, and this is what we have going on today. We are now experiencing the greatest heights that has ever taken place upon the American people. The greatest robbery that has ever been perpetuated upon mankind has been placed upon the American people. And the American people, you know what they're doing about it? They have a class action lawsuit out against the owner of the Dallas Cowboys because they couldn't get their assigned seats at the Super Bowl when the Green Bay Packers beat up and whooped up on the Pittsburgh Steelers. You see, it's this type of intelligence. It's this type of mindset that we're operating out of today that allow these wicked devils to continue to keep acting. And if we don't get something and get a grasp, a few of us at least wake up and understand what's going on today, we got another 100 years of this tyrannical rule to go. And that's the truth. I tell you what, the people in Greece and the people in Tunisia and the people in Egypt, they are an inspiration to every American out there. And that's the truth. So what is the solution? The same thing I've always been telling you for years. Get your money out of the banks. Trade that worthless piece of paper in for something tangible, like gold or silver. You see, you can tell real quick, fast, and in a hurry that your dollar is no good. The purchasing power that it used to have, it's eroding every single day. Every time you see prices going up in the store, every time you see prices going up at the pump, that's letting you know that your dollar has been devalued. When you going to wake up? When you going to wake up? How long can a shepherd give a warning? How long can a watchman give a warning? And then people still, even after all that still will not hear. Well, I tell you what, I hope that the Most High grant you ears to hear. But if he doesn't, hey, you deserve exactly what you get. And that's the truth. And that's the truth straight way.